Namaste, everyone. I'm Jeni Ji, and thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that little red button in the corner there that says subscribe in order to get new content coming out on my channel. There's a lot of exciting events soon coming. So hang in there and let's ride this energy together. So I'm going to talk about, oh my good God, are you guys ready? Are you guys seriously ready? Like, holy moly, we have a lot of energy coming up on this new moon in April 20th. We have the new moon in Aries. We have Mercury retrograde and the eclipse, the total eclipse. Like, oh my God. Seriously, you guys, you have to be prepared. You very well could be in for a rude awakening. As I'm saying, expect the unexpected. Like with all of these three energies combined, like, oh my gosh, you have to subscribe to my channel to get my weekly cosmic vibes. I talk about the events during the day, during the week, what is happening, how to utilize that, how to work through it, and what's coming up, how to prepare to manifest things and to not do things. So this huge awakening, like, oh my goodness sakes, be prepared. I can't continuously say that enough. It really depends where you're at. Okay. Have you guys been tuning into your soul to hear those messages that are coming through? Have you been taking time out for you? Have you been loving yourself enough to set boundaries? When you start loving yourself and setting boundaries, you're going to start to succeed and shift and transcend forward in quantum leaps. And you're going to see results coming even more so during this new moon. Now, new moons are really intense normally as it is because it's very new. A lot of events happen, a lot of new things happening, new doorways opening up, all sorts of things. However, with Mercury retrograde and also this eclipse, total solar eclipse, it really, anything can happen. Like seriously, anything can happen. It's really important that you try to do your best to stay grounded. And we have the Taurus energy as well. So with that Taurus energy connecting with all of these entwining energies, it can also help you stay grounded. Thank goodness, right? So how do you stay grounded? Take time out for you. Meditate. Get in touch with nature. Focus on yourself. Set boundaries. Go outside and get your feet planted with the earth. Go to the beach. Put your feet in the beach and the waves and the water. Just take time out and turn off the noise, turn off the world, because you're going to see a lot of truth exposed times 100 million during this time. With all of these situations happening right now cosmically. I mean, this eclipse energy, if you go back to April 2004, if you can remember what was going on then, what were you doing back then? Like, I remember exactly April 2004, what was going on for me. I remember that clearly. So new moon, solar eclipse, there could be a lot more deaths. New moons is a big time for deaths as well, especially for our animals. So really pay attention to your animals. If they're acting differently, they get affected too. They're very sensitive. They're very sensitive energies. And of course, if you have any concerns, please take them to your vets to get checked out. So you're going to be showing what is not in alignment with you. So whatever is not in alignment with your path, it's going to trigger you. You're going to get really stressed out with certain points. So whenever you're getting stressed out, take that pause and really write down, okay, why am I stressed out? Am I stressed out because I'm not happy at my job, where I'm living, in my relationship, like whatever it is? Those are your triggers to work through. And you're going to find that there's going to be people from your past that have started coming back into your life. There's a lot of relationships that you have recently, the past couple of weeks, even been healing from. letting go of a lot of grudges, forgiveness, and such like that. If you're in alignment with your heart, if you're still fighting with ego, you're going to have your guards up, you're going to have your heart closed, and that's it. You don't want to be there. You really don't. Because when you hold on to grudges and angers, and this explosive new moon, Mercury retrograde with the solar eclipse, it can bring out a lot of explosive anger, emotions, tears, and such. So you got to be really, really careful with that. You might even see that all of a sudden new contracts are coming up for you as well with jobs or whatever it is. Don't sign new contracts during this time frame right now. If it's like a lease that has to be renewed or just certain things from the past that has to be renewed, that's okay. You know, you can re-sign those if it's okay with you, but just please, please be very, very careful with whatever you're signing, especially legally. Take a look at the consequences and that, and don't dash in. Take that time to really look at everything. So those projects that you were working on before, they might start coming back up again for you as well. And that's okay. You know, some people are like, but I shouldn't be working on new things. Those projects that you were working on before, still continue to work on, because you very well might get more creative energies coming through, a lot more creative ideas coming through. There's huge doors opening, huge opportunities that are life enhancing during this eclipse as well. You all of a sudden might get that dream job that you've been wanting, or all of a sudden the house you wanted to buy or rent or whatever it is, all of a sudden that's going to come up for you. But just pause and be really, really careful, you guys, during this time. So you're also going to see who your real soul connections are, your real soul tribe, as I call it. You're going to feel it. You know, those people who really, really support you on your journey with things. And you're going to also see the other people, let's say, who were wearing a false mask, who were pretending, you know, to be supportive of you or whatever like that. Like a bunch of toxic energies are coming to play. So you're going to be like, you know what? I just really started to see that other side of you and I don't like it. So be really, really mindful, because what's not in alignment, as I'm saying, that's going to be shown to you. You're really going to get shown to that. So just really do more reflections and such like that. No rash decisions coming through right now. A lot of shocking truths are going to be exposed, especially in the medical field, political, in the world. I've been talking about that in a lot of my other videos about my predictions for this year and so on. You know, what's coming to the surface with the news and the financial world, and especially the health and medical world. That's going to be more exposed for the truth of what it is. You can't judge anybody. You can't judge anybody, right? I mean, as long as you're walking your truth on your own path that feels right for you, that's all that matters. You cannot judge somebody who's been vaccinated, and you cannot judge somebody who is not vaccinated. My heart goes out actually to people who are vaccinated, to be very blunt. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not vaxxed. But please don't judge anybody. Please don't, because the government was shoving that down your throat about making different rules, about putting that fear of God into you, all this bullshit, to be very blunt. So it's being exposed, and it's going to be exposed more. So walking your own path that feels right for you, but don't judge anybody. You're going to see a lot more awareness coming through anyways. With this Pluto energy that we have connected with us as well, you're going to start to reflect back, and your soul is also going to show you different lessons. Reflect back on, you know, I learned a lot from my experience with, maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was a job where you were getting treated with disrespect or bullied, or picked on, or you weren't getting a raise, or anything like that. Really reflect back on lessons learned. Like I always, when something happens, I always take a look and say, okay, what did I learn from that? Regardless how hard it was or challenging it is, I'm like, Jeni, let's be real. No one likes to go through painful lessons. Who does? Who does? Like I observe things. I'm an observer. I have been for years. I'll sit back. I'll see a lot of different comments on social media about different things and situations, and I just observe. I've even seen comments made on certain people and such and that, and I'm like, wow, that's unbelievably how you went and attacked that person. You don't know what you're talking about, whatever it is. I don't get involved with the drama and all of that. If I want to create a lot of drama, I'll go on Twitter. I have a couple of different Twitter accounts. And I'll go after these so-called leaders, which there's no leaders, as I've been saying for a long time. If there was real leaders, the world wouldn't be how it is today. A lot more truths coming out and out. So you're going to have the courage as well to really work through and build your foundations with this new moon. So you're going to find that all of a sudden, you know what, this energy, it's really kind of, I'm liking it. It's pushing me forward. I'm actually going to do that. I all of a sudden have the courage and the fear, but that fear, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to jump into the unknown, like, oh my God, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. The only way you're going to learn about it is to get involved with it and then walk your own path. How many of you have been stuck in fear of like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't go that direction, or I can't, whatever it is? You guys, reflect on that. Listen to your soul. You could have an idea in mind. Please keep your ideas and creative ideas to yourself, by the way. I learned that the hard way. However, it's really, really important just to work ahead with what you're working through. So, and during this retrograde, make sure that you don't buy any really, really, really large purchases, like, like a brand new vehicle, or, like I'm talking something major, major purchase. Like if you had a vehicle on order, let's say, because of course nowadays we have to order a new vehicle. And if it comes in around that time, that's okay. Like that's okay. So certain things from the past is okay that you've been working on. Maybe you put a bid in a house, or your name on the list to move or whatever like that. That's okay to sign new contracts then. It gives you that opportunity to revamp, reconnect, reevaluate. You're going to have exes coming back from your past. So be careful, be careful. Karmic relationships can get really toxic. Just be mindful. Don't rush into certain things. You can start the connection going if you'd like as well, of course, but just go slow with that. People and friends from the past, like during Mercury retrograde, we might hear from certain people we haven't talked to for a long time. And you're like, wow, how's it going? Well, I haven't heard from you or seen you in quite some time. It's so nice to reconnect. Let's have that coffee. Let's catch up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Certain people come back from your past. They might say, you know what, I'm really sorry for what I said or what I did, regardless of what it is. Always listen to them, what they have to say. You don't have to take them back into your life. That is up to you. Maybe we have to spend more time with that person to figure out what we want and what we don't want. We all have our own journey, and it's really important to walk your own path as well. So you're going to see while Jupiter aligns with the moon and as well, Pluto's going to show you what obstacles that you have to work through and how to utilize that and work through your challenges. I mean, Ganesha is the remover of obstacle. I actually unpacked my large Ganesha statue. It's very, very heavy. I've been waiting to move for quite some time. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to unpack my Ganesha. It's really heavy, like really heavy. But I'm very grateful I did because I love it. I love my little Ganesha. So I love the energy with it. So you're going to find that one of the worst things I don't like with Mercury retrograde is it causes electrical issues, technical issues, and I work online all day long, on different things. And whenever there's technical issues or whatever, you can't fight with it. That's why people are like, you know what, my phone or my computer, whatever it is, oh my God, I need to buy a new one. Don't. That's why it's like, watch these new purchases you're going to all of a sudden buy, because the energy with the cosmic, with the planets, with Mercury, it throws things off. And make sure whenever you're sending emails out or messages, make sure that you actually hit that send button, and make sure you actually sent it to the right person, because messages get lost. It's like, so if anybody wants to book a reading with me, let's say soulworkwithjeni.com, send me a message through my website and I will get back to you. And if you haven't heard from me for a couple of days, let's say, check your junk folder, check your spam folder, or resend the message, because messages go lost. I remember I sent a message to somebody, and then I'm like, oh my God. I went back to look at it the next day because something told me to. And I'm like, oh my God, I sent it to the wrong person. Like, oh my God, how did that happen? You weren't thinking, Jeni. Mercury retrograde can make things like that happen. So try to hang in there. Try to hang in there. So you're going to have travel delays. It's not a good time to travel during Mercury retrograde to new places. If you're traveling to a place you've been to before, there can be delays with travel, with the airlines, whatever it is. You can't fight that. That's normal. And if you travel to like a new location, that can cause a little bit of havoc, at that location. Right? So you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared, but especially with this eclipse energy in it, like literally, it can be a real big rude awakening with that energy. So this solar eclipse is really powerful as well, because it's known as the hybrid solar eclipse, which is named by the Aboriginals, what is it? Ningaloo moon as well, Ningaloo energy from Australia and such. So it's a very, very powerful eclipse time, like really powerful, shocking shocking news, shocking events happening. But nowadays, nothing is shocking, right? Like we've seen so much, for those of you who are awake and for those of you who are paying attention. Nowadays, when you see something or hear, like right now, Revenue Canada is on strike. Revenue Canada, the tax, they're on strike. It tells you a lot about our government. It tells you a lot about things here in Canada. I know everybody is having issues. I've actually gotten emails and messages from people saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry you're living in Canada. I'm so sorry this is happening to you, and da 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 da. What can you do? What can you do? Right? So now this eclipse energy, by the way, it's also going to go on for the next 6 months. So when you are setting intentions with the new moon energy, the new moon in Aries is about boldness and taking action and really thinking about yourself and being very independent and such like that. Aries can have a tendency to race ahead and screw you, as long as I'm getting ahead kind of attitude. It comes down into balance. When you're taking time out for you, that self-love, that is not like, gee, you're being stuck up. Absolutely not. We all have to set boundaries. We all have to take time out for you. It's so important, because you have to rejuvenate. You have to have that downtime. It's like, I'll get back to this person the next day or in a couple of hours or whenever, but right now I have to work on this and this and that. You have to do that and focus on yourself if you want to be successful in moving ahead, with regardless of what it is, So you're also going to find that your angels are a little closer to you too during this time frame. You with the courage, with the energy of getting through obstacles. If you wear the color orange, the bright orange color, Orange, there's different colors and sounds and vibrations for every color. I've worked with sound, color, vibrational from my teacher, one of my teachers years ago, Elias de Mohand. And orange is the color of courage. So if you're feeling a little bit like, gee, I don't know if I have the courage, like to make this happen or to say this or to do that, wear orange. Like wear orange, your energy changes. Like if you're wearing the same type of clothing every day or kind of really dull colors, it really can kind of dull your energy. Where if you're wearing more vibrant colors, you notice how it can change your mood all of a sudden, right? So colors represent a lot. Like if you're trying to protect yourself, wear the color gray. You want to speak from your heart, wear green, wear pink, wear blue for communication. If you've got an important meeting or like an interview or doing a talk or something of importance when it's to do with communication, wear the color blue. That's really, really important. And aqua aura. Actually, I'm wearing it today, my aqua aura. Aqua aura is for communication and such like that, and also helping you, stay grounded and such. So you really, really pay attention during this time right now for you with what lessons that you have learned and be prepared for rude awakening, as I call it, a rude awakening. And especially what you're still fighting with, what you're not in alignment with. Like you're going to be triggered during this time. Sleep can be off, right? Your sleep can be off as it is, like after like full moon. I just did a full moon video not long ago. It's like the full moon hangover. And also go back and reflect back on January. What were you guys working on in January this year? And where are you now? Where are you now? Were you working on a project? Where is that now? Did you just get a new job? Where are you now with that? Were you working on a health routine? Where are you now with that? Did you just start a relationship? Where are you now with that? Because the Mercury gives you that chance to reevaluate the situation, reevaluate. So it's the 2 weeks before Mercury retrograde and even a couple of weeks after Mercury retrograde, we still have those effects. The pre-shadows can be harsher than the actual retrograde. So just watch it because the communication can be off. If you guys are dealing with medical issues, Mercury retrograde is a good time for surgeries and such like that, and dealing with your health and things like that. It's normally during like full moons and like a specific date or certain things when medically speaking it's not as great to do that. So just kind of write it out, you guys, and I'm going to pull a couple of cards from collective. Like I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium. I never use cards on anyone, but because I'm talking to spirit, a video collectively, we're going to pull a couple of cards to see what spirit has to say. And I'm going to pull one of my animal decks here. I'm an animal communicator as well, and I get messages every day, 24/7. And I've been connecting a lot with animals and ascended masters and what's going on in the world and different things like that. And I love animals, so let's have a chat with them. So, and just try to hold back, take that energy and think of you. And especially when you get very anxious and such, your animals are going to get anxious. Your animals are going to get worried. They pick up on your energy. And as they're going through changes too, you're going to notice that there could be a few animals that are passing on at that time, and people that as well with the eclipse and the new moon combined. Like, oh my God, you guys got to be prepared. Be prepared. And it's always important to be grateful for the smallest things, regardless of what it is. Speak from your heart and be authentic. That's what matters. When you're not being authentic, things are not going to line up for you. So, because you're not on that vibrational frequency. So, what is the message from the sea life? And make sure you guys, by the way, using any cards to bang them, knock, knock, knock 3 times on wood to clear your energy or whoever used it last. If not, the energy gets carried over. So I've cleared my decks before I even started this video. So what is a message from our sea life? What's the message from the sea life for this? Wow. Wow, right away. Oh, isn't he cute? He's such a little cutie pie. So anyways, okay, so April, by the way, too, it represents the number 4 in frequency. 44444. It's very prominent this month. You'll have to watch my other videos to get more explanation. So I'm not surprised this card came down 44. Some of you might have been seeing a lot more 44 or 444 or number sequences, but especially the 4s this month. And isn't it so cool how the card that fell down is 44? It's unexplained wonder. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. You have to stay in a positive mind frame. March, April, and May are huge, huge months for manifestations. Huge months. Building your foundation, work towards what you really want. And when we're open in a positive mind frame and distancing away from toxic negative energies, because who you surround yourself with, you become. You can have a lot of blessings. The new moon is new doorways opening up as well, new opportunities. Opportunities from your past could very well be coming back. A job that you had applied for before, all of a sudden could contact you and say, hey, that position just opened up. Would you be interested? So that's why it's like certain, and if it's a new job also, I'm not saying don't take it, because there's new beginnings, the new moon, new, but just be extra mindful and awareness. Really tune into your intuition, because there's a lot of blessings coming to you. There really is. With this eclipse energy, it's very powerful, very powerful. Like, oh my God, I could go on for a couple more hours on this video talking more about it, but I'm not. Who wants to listen to a 2-hour video? I don't. Right. Well, unless it's a hot guy or something, right? But anyways, I'm just saying, right? So let's talk to the universal world. What is the message from spirit for this new moon, solar eclipse, and Mercury retrograde 5? What is the message collectively from spirit? What is the message from spirit? Collective message from spirit. Oh, sunrise. How many of you guys have noticed that, of course, your sleep is off with all of these energies. However, how many of you have noticed that you've been getting up earlier than normal? Let's say if you normally get up like at 7 o'clock in the morning, just as an example, right? How many of you are actually getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 a.m., like just when sunrise is coming up? Sunrise is such a powerful time, especially to get your day going. If it's going for your workout, if it's doing a yoga routine, if, whatever it is. I'm usually up a lot earlier because I normally have busier days and I have so much to do. And then I'll be like, gosh, I'm glad I actually got this and this and this done and off my checkmark list. And, it works out. And then you can kind of balance the day. Like, look how beautiful that card is. Look how Stonehenge. I mean, I'm going to be renewing my passport, my British passport here soon. And it's interesting how this card here shows Stonehenge, right? So look how beautiful that energy is. Look at that. It's like that portal energy opening up, walking into the light. When you're walking into your light, that's your soul. This is why it's important to set boundaries and take time out for you and self-love so you can hear those messages coming through from your soul. Very important, very important. So I'm going to pull a card from, oh my goodness, I have a few decks down here that I was getting called towards. I'm not going to pull them all, of course, right? Let's pull one of these decks from one of my angel decks. So as I mentioned, you might find that your angels are closer to you. You might be getting a lot more messages coming in. Some of you are more inclined to take more spiritual like studies or read more spiritual books or taking classes and such like that too. Some of you are going to be making a decision to cut away the old and embrace the new and make some decisions that will shock everybody. That's why it's like this eclipse energy. It's bringing shocking news. Like all of a sudden you might find out, just for an example, let's say if your doctor said you could never get pregnant, all of a sudden you find out you're pregnant and you're like, how did that happen? Right. We know how it happened, but I'm just saying, like, just certain things, right? I don't talk about what I'm up to, what I've got going on for many reasons myself. And you know, things very well could all of a sudden I'm done this, and then I'll be like, okay, guys, here I am. And people are gonna be like, you're where? You're doing what? You moved where? Right? It's the way it is. So that's just me. I keep a lot of things to myself. So I'm hearing a lot of healing coming as well, especially as there's going to be more sudden deaths as well. So if you have any concerns with someone, go visit them. You have any, you know what? I don't know. I have this funny feeling that I don't know. I have to phone this person. Do it. Listen to your soul speak. So what is the message from spirit? Divine magic. Extra magical energy surround your situation right now. Expect miracles. Now, isn't that the second card that came out that said expect miracles? This eclipse brings new doorways. This eclipse brings miracles. It brings shocks. Maybe you'll win a lotto. Maybe, you know, like things like that. As long as you're being very positive, like I do positive affirmations every single day. I'm 100% self-employed. So when I get up in the morning, I have to stay very positive and focus on positive energy. And that's why I distance away from negative energies and comments and stuff like that. I observe, I don't get involved with it. So it's just who I am. But you see how beautiful that card is? Be open for the magic that this new moon holds. Mercury retrograde can you know, shake up a lot of things, but it can also be very good to work with. And also the eclipse, whenever there's intense energies, I work with the energy. I don't work against it. I've tried, believe me, it doesn't work out. So it's like the currents. If you jumped in the middle of a like a tidal wave, can you swim against that tidal wave as it sweeps you up? You have to surrender and go with the flow of it because you don't have a choice, right? So it's like during these cosmic times, work with the energy, it'll work with you in your favor. And then you'll be able to see, wow, I really like that retrograde, or I like that new moon or that eclipse, because so many things worked out. So many things worked out. So what is the message from the crystal world? I love my crystals, and right away. And how beautiful. I got a message right away from this. I'm not going to say it because it's connected with my mom. So the energy here is fluorite. Look how green that energy is. Now, green is the heart center. Green is healing, letting go of past hurts, grudges, forgiving, speaking from your heart with unconditional love. You know what? Karmic situations somebody does to you, that's their karma. How you handle it yourself is your karma. So please keep that in mind. That's why I do a lot of past life akashic readings. So look, oh, wow. You know, I just saw this now. Look right here, right in the middle of this crystal. Can you see that face? How many of you can see that face right there? It's a face right there. And if you can kind of see, it's like a heart. It's a heart opening the heart, speaking from your heart is very important. Being authentic, walking with pure intentions within your soul, that's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters. Green is very healing from the heart. So on that note, you guys, like, just be prepared. Oh, good God. Oh, good Lord. It very well could be a rude awakening. Just be prepared, be open, walk your path that resonates best for you. Always, always. You can get advice from so many different people, which is great. However, as long as you're walking your path that you resonate with, that works best for you, that's all that matters. Because this energy is going to help you walk through your obstacles. If you don't fight with them, whatever you're fighting with and whatever is not in alignment, it's going to be shown to you. It's going to be shown to you. And for those of you who have done wrong to others and you're like, oops, a daisies, oops, this is your opportunity to really connect with that person, send them a message, phone them, whatever it is, and say, you know what, I'm really sorry. Will you forgive me, regardless of what? It's really important because that karmic footprint that you've created will continue to fall apart. We are all one collective humanity, walking this earth together as one collective energy. The world is awakening. Let us awake together as one, in peace and love and gratitude. So remember to hit that little red button in the corner there to subscribe, like my channel, make some comments, you guys. Make some comments. Let me know what's going on. What's happening during this time for you? Reflect back to 2004 in April. For those of you who remember, I knew exactly what was happening during this time. And that's why I'm like, wow. And the Ravens even came to me and gave me a message as well. And I'm like, you know what? I got to go do this right now. Made it a priority. And I'm very grateful I did. And I did it with love. So, namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful new moon. Embrace your power with the right intention. Stay authentic to you. Enjoy the Mercury retrograde as best as you can. We can get through this together. And the eclipse. Holy crap. A rude awakening. Oh, good God. Okay, you guys. Namaste. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Namaste, everyone. I'm Jeni Ji. I'm an international known clairvoyant psychic medium, past life akashic record, animal communicator, relationship coach, meditation teacher, and so on. I am here to tell you there is some exciting news. I'm revamping my YouTube channel. That's right. There's new content coming out weekly. I'm going to talk about the weekly cosmic vibes, what you're experiencing and why, how to utilize that, and giving you the reasons behind it. We're going to talk about the new moon, the full moon, Mercury retrograde, and I'm going to give you those insights, how to manifest and make things happen for you at the right time. It's time, everyone. It's time to wake up this planet. Let's show some love and compassion. Let the fear go. Let the negativity go. Let's do this together and transcend your soul in quantum leaps. I'll be here. Where are you? Hit that red button at the corner there, subscribe to my channel, and let's make this happen. Let's do this now. Namaste.